Hello, 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 and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jameelah, and I'm a master manifester, and I'm sure you are too, because you're watching content like this. The name of this channel is Manifesting Magic the Practical Way, because there are a lot of practicalities to manifesting the lives that we choose. Trying to make sure this microphone is pointed at me directly. Yeah. Oh, I hate when fans are on in the background of people's videos, but it's too late now. It's kind of distracting. I'll take care of it. All right. What I'm discussing today is the importance of paying attention to your energy after you have interacted with someone, right? A lot of times when we are what we might consider empathic people. And when I say empathic, I don't mean you're the kind of person that runs around going, oh, what's wrong with you? Oh, how can I help? Performing. Because there's a lot of people that perform, care, right? And so sometimes when I care about things, and it's because is because I'm asking questions about it. That's part is. But I don't have the ability to go, ooh, like that's not my thing. But I will ask questions about it, and I will, provide some feedback if I think it's necessary or I think somebody cares. But the idea of empathy is not a performance. And so many people see it as that way. They think my prayers are with you. And then you actually need to lean on a person like that and they have nothing to offer, right? So save the performances. So when you're a person that actually picks up on the energies of other people in the room, like you walk into the room and you can feel what's happening in the room without even knowing what's happening, right? Like you've ever gone into someone's house and you kind of thought that you kind of knew them for the most part. But then when you went into their house, that was like a hollow, sad or negative energy or something like that in there. And you're just like, what is up with that, right? And you just wanted to leave. I've gone into businesses like that. I've gone into job interviews and stuff like that. When I walk in, I'm just like, this is not it, but I'm here already. So, okay, let's just do this, right? So when you're empathic, you can pick up on energy. And I just always feel like that just means that you are tapped into yourself enough that you are listening to your intuition. You're listening to your body and your mind. You're listening when you walk in. You're not so busy trying to blend in or something with it. Your first inclination is to, what is this place about, right? And so I do some work now where the people that I'm around, and when I walk into the place, it is such a downer. And so it is, and I feel bad for them because I'm just like, this is, because I don't think they know what their environment feels like, or either they're not tapped into it. Because whenever I walk in, I'm like, ugh, And so it's like a real hopeless, drabby vibe, right? And so you walked into places before and you were like, oh, wow. Like when I go into yoga, sometimes there's certain environments. Actually, I went to Tai Chi last weekend, earlier this week, actually, and walked into there. And I just immediately was like, this is fun. I hadn't met none of the people. I hadn't said anything, but the energy was so high and free. And it was just, I had no reservations about trying all those moves that I don't know how to do because they were kind of more advanced. But it was a very fun time because when I walked in there, it felt like very open and happy and loving energy. And it was very easy to be there. And so you have to think about these things when it comes to the people and the places and the things around you when it's related to interacting with them, right? I've noticed in different occasions that some people are not happy with me until I feel really bad about myself. Like if I'm feeling good and I'm feeling happy and I'm feeling free and I'm feeling excited, they automatically are not good with that, right? And so until I'm broken down to feeling negative, or broken down to feeling like I'm not good enough, or broken down to feeling like I have so much to learn or so much to whatever, then they're very happy with me. I experienced this when I was married the first time too. Like it was rare that I was excited about something that I was doing or working on or being or growing in, and this person wasn't trying to tug my energy back the other way and saying, I'm not giving attention, I'm not enough, I'm not doing this enough, I'm not doing that enough, right? And so I can see those patterns in some relationships often, right? Like some people, they just are not content when you're feeling good and happy and free. They feel like there's something they need to tap into that they're not getting from you. And so by the time you wind up feeling like crap, that's when they're back happy with you again. It's very weird, right? Because I try to hold the level of happiness and excitement all the time and keep that energy high. But it seems to me that when you are connected to people and it's probably a negative codependent aspect of the relationship, you will always be sharing the same energetic body. And when one is up, the other's down. When one is up, and you kind of almost don't know who's causing it or where it's coming from. And so a lot of times it gets tricky because sometimes you'll feel up and you'll feel happy and you'll feel free. And then the other person will act like they feel like that. And then so you're realizing, okay, well, we've been talking and we've been hanging out and we've been, doing fun stuff. Like what's not clicking, right? And then what's not clicking is the fact that you're feeling good. So you're thinking both of y'all are feeling good, but they're just putting on a show. And so when you get broken down to all of your whatever inadequacies, then they're happy with you. Then they're excited, but then they can see you. It's like your level has to be dropped all the way down for them to be content with you again. Pay close attention to this, because if you're not paying attention to how people are making you feel when you go in different places and how you are affected, you don't have a way to treat it. You don't have a way to combat it and not fall for it every single time, right? Because I'm a true believer that a lot of times people that do that, they don't even know that they're doing it until you call it out to them, until you call out, how come every time, until you mention that. And then you'll get to see that they may not even know that they have this idea that that they are working with you in that way, right? And then sometimes people, it's just the opposite, right? I was thinking about my daughter, and like growing up, my oldest one, she always was on my exact mood frequency, right? So if I was feeling bad, then she was feeling bad. I think she's still like that, poor thing. If I'm up high happy, then she's like, oh, okay. So I'm like, don't let me give you permission to be whatever you want to feel. You can feel how you want to feel. You can be how you want to be, right? And so what happens most of the time is when we're not in the same energetic frequencies and all that on the same page with people, we just find a way to be in another space at any given time. And for me, if I'm not able to be in another space, I just turn off my energy. I turn it off because I'm afraid to share the happy energy, because I feel like once I share the happy energy, then the person will try to latch onto it and suck it out of me until I feel bad again, because they're not going to be content while I'm in this happy energy, right? So that's a very toxic connection. That's a very toxic pattern that a lot of people have personality-wise. So, and pay attention if you're doing this, because sometimes we do these things. We can't act like we're above some behaviors, right? Sometimes we do these things and we don't even know that we are challenging people in that sort of way, right? That we're putting ourselves in a position that's not so favorable. As I'm sitting here about the window, the rain just started pouring down. I don't know why I love rain when I'm sitting inside. If I got to be in it, that's different. Actually, I like the rain when I'm in my truck because it feels soundproof and it feels weatherproof. And so I always tell my daughter, when I'm traveling and I'm in my vehicle, it always feels really good because it feels like a very solid and insulated and warm space as opposed to what's happening on the outside, right? And I guess that's kind of a good metaphor for how we live in our lives, right? Like, make sure that you insulate your energy, you insulate your happiness, you insulate that place until you find the right areas to show it and to share it and to feel high and to feel good. Because if you're doing that everywhere you go, because, okay, this is like riding down the highway with your windows rolled down, right? While the outside air is cool and dandy and the breeze and all that, you also have the added aspect of all the emissions and all the junk that's in the air that's coming from other vehicles while you're riding on the highway, right? So just know that when you are open, you let the things from the outside get in, right? When you're a little bit closed off, and that's not meaning closed off in a negative way and like nobody can get on the inside, but when you have appropriate boundaries up and you don't allow them to be infiltrated, you will have a better ride, right? You will have a more smoother ride. You will have a more, a more free flowing ride. I'll say that much. Anyway, I hope you all are having a wonderful, wonderful day, and just pay close attention to how your energy interacts with people around you and what you might need to pay attention to and address in order to not be in a negative space, right? Period. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.